Hey guys, California Phantom here. I'm here to convert my 2018 Honda Accord Sport 2.0 manual. The taillights currently are non-operational on the top. We'll get to that in a minute. I know a lot of people are putting aftermarket lights. I don't necessarily trust aftermarket lights, so I did see a few people out there converting the touring lights on the Accord and converting them onto the Sport. So I'm gonna start that project now for you guys. So in a nutshell, we'll show you it in a minute, but in a nutshell, these lights are not operational. That means this small area, approximately 4 or 5 LEDs, are the entire surface area of what you're gonna see when you press the brake lights. On the touring models, this entire strip lights up as well as this, which is nice because this lights up and this lights up at night, which is that crab claw. It's kind of a polarizing design. Not a lot of people like it. I personally did not like it initially, but it did wear on me. I eventually turned around, and you know, it's like one of those things that the more you own it, the more you like it. And I definitely like it, but I have this OCD part of me that wants to make the entire light work, because it looks to me pretty retarded to have just this part of the light work and not this part. It's just drives someone who's OCD like myself crazy. So I'm going to convert this section out for you guys. We're doing a tutorial on how to exactly do that. I have an interior auto kit that I picked up on Amazon. Definitely recommend this. I did this for converting the turn signal and the reverse light into LED. This is a very good tool for that, as well as converting the interior lights to LEDs. So let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, this is just a car cover, but we're going to take this part out first. There's going to be some pull tabs all the way around on that. You're going to want to use the largest attachment for this one right here. I'll be able to pop it right out for you. A few of them are more stubborn than the others, but you're just reaching this part of this tooth up in there, sliding it in and popping it. It's really simple. It's intuitive. Once you have the part, you'll know. Alright, so it's already starting to come off here. I'm on my last tab, I believe. So this is going to be a little bit more stubborn, but got it. Now this should just come right off. So here's your liner. Go ahead and put that into the trunk. This is your wiring assembly. Now this is something that they're going to replace going through here and remove all of them. The touring wiring harness is exactly the same. One minor difference that we'll go into in a moment, but there's the same number of wires, the same connector ports. It's going to be indistinguishable between the touring model and the sport model. So this is why this works, and it's why I recommend this over aftermarket lights, which may, you know, we don't know longevity, we don't know brightness, you know, and quite frankly, I think the standard lights are in the touring lights are far better than the sport lights. So we'll get to that in a moment as well. The touring wires have all 4 of these wires filled in. These 2 are dummies on the Sport 2. And when they're all 4, it's going to power this and this. Alright, so there are a screw right here holding the light in place, and I believe it's 8mm, and there's also some tabs, some green tabs that you're going to need to pop out. You could probably very easily do that with just a simple set of pliers, a needle nose pliers, maybe channel locks, and pop those. You're going to want to pop those green tabs out. Alright, so checking back in, they were saying you need a 10mm, but I'm pulling things off with an 8mm. So 8mm to take off the bolts, and then needle nose, these 2 to pop the green tabs, you're going to want to pop all the green tabs and go all the way around and do all the bolts. So just more bolt removal. You want to be careful you don't drop any of these bolts because they can go up inside. There's a few, like maybe 3 or 4 bolts I've taken out so far, and then the 2 on the sides. They're all the same size in length, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up. So recording, okay. So it looks like I just about got it out. There we go. All right, so this part is officially removed. So that's the headlight right here. We remove one, we're going to go ahead and take care of the other one. The issue is in here, there's no lights, it's fake. You don't see any LEDs. We'll take a look at the real ones in a moment. Let me get the other side taken care of. And there is the other side. So same deal, same attachment. This is the 4-port I was referring to. The Sport 2-liter models only have 2 wires going into it. In the touring wiring harness, you have all 4 of these wires going into this central connection point. So obviously the 2 must power the bottom, but then there are 2 that are blank or dummy spots that power the top on this one, which doesn't exist, but the touring one does. So I believe the people Honda understand this, and they know that people like me are doing the conversion. So the taillights, the inner taillights for this section is going up a lot more expensive. One place that I found that seems to be the most reasonable was on eBay. There was a set of them for 180 bucks. It ships from the United States from Chino Hills, California. The lights look phenomenal. They look identical to OEM. I don't know if they are OEM definitively, but they sure as hell look like it. They charge $185 for the full set, whereas if you order direct from Honda parts dealer, they're about $140 each side. So I felt like it was a good savings because between the cost of having a professional install wiring harness and a set of these is about the cost of an aftermarket tail light to be put in. And personally, I don't like the aftermarket tail lights as much as I like the touring tail lights. So let's go ahead and install this side. So they come in a very neatly packaged box. There's a set of 2 of them. So this is the touring tail light. You're not going to be able to pick this up on camera, but there's LEDs inside there that are poking up. And when it applies, it'll reflect off of the reflective surface inside, and it'll actually function. So I'm very excited to see this. I paid the $20 from Square Trade through eBay to have the protection on this. And what I like about that is if I go and get this wiring harness installed and these LEDs don't work or one of them burns out within a year, the Square Trade for the 20 bucks not only covers the replacement on the light, but it also covers the charges to have it professionally done. definitely want to, for the 20 bucks, might as well get the buyer's assurance, right? My minor mistake here, I'm trying to get this green tab out that's just stubborn as all hell. Without looking at the new one, I noticed that there is a brown tab already included. So it's not the same tab, but it's going to function the same way. So pay attention, kids. Use your head. All right, so I'm lining up. There's 2 holes on the very, very end. I want to make sure that those are lined up so that everything else will follow. When I put in this side, I'm going to do the same thing. So they were nice enough to include standard bulbs. We don't need that nonsense. We do mods here. We go hard. Okay. Alright, so everything's back in. Took about 5 of those black bolts. 4 or 5, and then a couple on each side here. Very simple. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, so it's taking me a little bit longer than probably most of you. So, hand tightened all the black bolts. Make sure everything lined up. Just hand tight, and then I'm gonna go back in with a tool here and make sure it's nice and tight. Not too tight though, it's plastic, it will break. The only things remaining are these push tabs here, and that's for the carpet. Since I'm having this professionally installed and have access, they're going to want access to this wiring harness, so might as well make the job a little bit easier for them. But let's plug everything in, make sure it works. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for phase 1 of the installation on the 2018-2019 Honda Accord Sport in converting it to the touring taillights. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that like and subscribe to me if you haven't already. Drop me a comment down below letting me know if you prefer the aftermarket Lamborghini style taillights or you do in fact like the touring taillights. If you're going to take on this task, if it helped you at all, again, your support is always needed. And we'll see you on the next adventure.